Now, it's clear that they want to kill all of us. And these are the shocking sentiments of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Sakhela Buhlungu. He was speaking at the funeral of his Executive Protection Officer, Mboneli Vesele.
I'm feeling numb. It's unreal. But it's a fact. It's done. They've done it. I'm happy that we're here to lay Mr. Vesele down in dignity. And I'm glad that his staff, his colleagues are here, his family is here. We're all here. That's what matters now. That's what matters now.
Vice-Chancellor, for the many people who don't know what actually took place on that tragic day, can you perhaps please tell us more?
Right. On that day, basically, the assassins came next to my house in Alice, where Mr. Vesele and I lived. I was not in the car. They shot him dead. But it's clear they wanted to finish both of us off. Had I been in the car, I would have been dead. Sadly, he succumbed to the injuries on the spot next to the house. And that was that, about 8:30, 8:45 on Friday night. That's what it was. It was assassins who are dead set on this. I just need to say something, that what's been happening in the university is that several people have been getting shot at. And one person who died was Mr. Petrus Roots in May. He was shot dead, assassination style. And we made our cry. And then what happened in the meantime is that there are smear campaigns, there's emails and things like that get sent around to even to the authorities, to government people and the media. And what was very interesting this late last year is that obviously the Vice-Chancellor's name featured prominently in those always, but this time late last year Mr. Vesele's name was added to the smear emails. And you can see the pattern therefore. One side is bullets, the other side is smears. You smear and you shoot. You smear and shoot. That's what they did to Mr. Vesele. And I think what they want to do now is to take the rest of us down.
Prof, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to go through a sequence of events that have taken place at the university. In March last year,
yes,
there was a shooting at the Deputy Vice-Chancellor's house.
Correct.
Then there was a shooting at your house. Fortunately for you and the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the time, he survived. Mm-hmm. Then there was a shooting at one of manager's office house in East London.
Correct.
That was on the 1st of April.
That's correct.
She also survived.
Yes.
Then unfortunately in May, Mr. Roots,
on the 19th,
he died.
Correct.
And then this incident.
And then this incident.
What I want to know, perhaps, who could be behind this and why?
It's very clear. It's very clear. It's people who have been benefiting from the system, who have been milking the university, and if you want to ask me, it's people internal and external. It's very clear. These things there are people inside, either aiding and abetting or driving. It doesn't matter, and there are people outside. So it's a combination. One of the things that we've been doing in the university, we've been taking action against all sorts of malfeasance and fraud and all of that. And it's some of those people, but also some of people whose ways of benefiting irregularly has been stopped in its tracks by me, by my colleagues, by my executive, and by the authorities of the university. That's what's happening here. So it's linked very directly to criminality that we've been stopping, and they're now brazen. They want to steal by force. They want to steal by force. They want to siphon off resources, public taxpayers' money by force, using bullets. That's what they're doing.
And since you stepped in, many people have given you credit for those particular, or handling those particular issues, issues of corruption and maladministration. In terms of some of the people who could be behind this, Are there possibly people that you may have gotten rid of at the institution, or people that worked there and left?
Let me put it this way. We've been working with the authorities for a very long time. We've been working with the Hawks. The Hawks have got documentation. The Hawks have got names. So we're not kind of groping in the dark here. They've got names, and I'm not at liberty now to talk about those. More recently, I went to the SIU. I invited them in, which is unusual. I invited them in to come and assist. And we signed an MOU. Then subsequently, they applied for a presidential proclamation to assist us deal with this. Once again, the SIU has got names of people. They've got names. So you're not talking about faceless people here. You're talking about people with faces, with names, with reputations. And I'm talking internal as well as external. At this point, there's no need for us to beat about the bush. And hence, I've made a very special plea to the president, because the president is the final and ultimate authority in the country. And my cries I've cried. You know, you may recall, in 2021, we buried a student who was murdered in cold blood and chopped up, right? That was one thing, GBV. And then last year, Mr. Roots was murdered. I cried. I made a call. I made a plea. I said, we'll cooperate and so on and so forth. So this is not a stunt. You're not dealing with a stunt now. The call to the president is a real. We're feeling the pain. I'm feeling the pain for myself, on behalf of the staff, on behalf of the students, and on behalf of the families of the people affected, the Vesele family in this very instant.
You made the call to the president, but one wonders why perhaps not make a call to an authority here in the Eastern Cape, perhaps the Premier?
No, I don't think that question is relevant here.
Fair enough. Let's go to the issue of the investigation. We know that obviously the investigations are ongoing. Having met with Minister Cele, are you confident that things will finally reach to a point where people will get justice?
We had a very excellent interaction with Minister Cele and his top brass, National Commissioner, Deputy National Commissioner, and a whole lot of other people there, top brass. Very productive, very candid, frank, no holds barred. That's what we had here in Zwelitsha. And I said one thing to the minister. I said, Minister, the reason I'm prioritizing Minister of Police is that you hold the keys to prisons. And the person who's going to open those prisons and throw people in is you. Use those keys. Find people, throw them in prison. That's why I'm here. Now, I said to the Minister, I trust you, I believe in you, I believe you've done, and the President told me that he's dispatching you and a whole lot of others. But I said that the taste of the pudding is in the eating. For as long as nobody's arrested, we're talking hot air. I said with respect, for as long as nobody's in jail, we're talking hot air. Let's wait for the pudding, and I'm waiting for the pudding.
My last question to you, Prof. You said this week that you are not a difficult person to find and that you're not going anywhere.
Right.
There were allegations that you are in hiding, of which you refuted.
Right.
Even Bheki Cele, the police minister, also refuted those claims. One wonders, Prof, don't you fear for your life?
My life? I'm here. I'm here. You know, we die when we die, and we survive when we have to survive. It's not up to me. It's not up to anybody. Fear? Why would I fear? I've lived a very productive life. I'm doing a very good job, which I enjoy thoroughly. I am surrounded by love, by collegiality, by all sorts of support in the university. People who are very serious about the journey of renewing the university. And so the question of fearing for my life, that's the last thing on my mind. And my house is in Alice. Everybody knows the address. And I'm there. I'm going nowhere. I'm going nowhere. And I've told Minister Cele, if my coffin has got to be fetched, he will fetch it from my house.